It was a beautiful day in late June, and I decided to go fishing. So I headed up to the Santiam River for a little walk in the woods. Well, I don't know if this is a good idea or a bad idea. Oh, I've been coming up to this place now for 54 years, 55 years maybe. And way down there is the river. Through the woods and the brush, and now the remains of a forest fire. But down there is my fishing hole. I found it, like I say, 54, 55 years ago. It's terribly hard to get to, and you got to be on this side of the river for it to work. This hole and 2 or 3 others. I don't know how many more times I'm going to make this trip down there. It's rough every time, and it's worse now. That's just a mess walking through there. There's no trails. There's just horrible high brush, forest fire snags, thistles. Everything in the world you don't want is in your way walking down there. But that's what we're going to do, and we'll catch trout. I took my little daughter down here when she was 9 years old, and that's been a lot of years ago, and she caught trout. I took my nephew down here when he was 17, and he caught trout. And I've taken a lot of people down here once. They don't come back. So, like I say, I don't know how many more times I'm going to make this trip, but now I'm going to see if I can make it down through there today. We'll see what happens. Well, this is where the rubber meets the road. Well, I think we're headed in the right direction. It's opened up a little bit. That's okay with me. Head on. It's a little more open than I thought it would be. That's kind of good. A lot of tree snags that'll want to fall on you. Got to stay away from those. Oh well, onward we go. At least it's a little more open than I expected. But I am kind of lost. All the old landmarks are gone. Just plow ahead, I guess, see where we come out. I can hear the river. Well, you can't tell it, but it's really steep here. One false step and I can get to the bottom of this hill quicker than I want to. A lot quicker. I'm almost glissading down it now, and it's going to get steeper. That's a little canyon I want to go down and come out at the river on, though. All I got to do is get to it. You can't tell it from looking at this, but we made it. What you're looking at there is what's left of the roadbed of the old road. I can recognize it only because I've seen it for over 50 years. To anybody else, you'd walk across it and never know it was there. But we made it to the bottom. That's a good thing. Yep, there's the river. We made it. Yay! This is the old roadbed. Right over there on the other side of the river is where I stood last year and filmed this spot. A lot harder to get to. Last year we caught salmon right over there. I'll show you what it looks like from that direction to this direction. And right over there, 200 feet away, or 100 miles, boy, it would be hard to get there. That's down through the old patch, down the canyon. Can't do it today. But anyway, over there, just 200 or 300 feet, there's a whole wagon load of artifacts. That's what I said. Now we'll go upstream to the old hole. That's a little easier walking than what we just did, but not much. There's an old wagon rim there, and you can see there's another one right over there. And some more hardware. I don't know if somebody's been up here digging in the stuff or not. It doesn't seem like it's been in this spot all the time, but anyway, that's all that's left of the wagon here. Way upstream is where we found our treasure last year. But that's another quarter of a mile, eighth of a mile, but it's rough. We're going to head up there now and catch a trout. I don't know if we'll find any treasure, but that's a wagon axle. Pretty heavy duty looking. Now all this wagon debris scattered around here was a secret of mine until I shared it with Bobby Japp about 35 years ago. He then came back down with a metal detector and scrounged around a bit, and as far as I know though, he's the only person that I've shown the canyon here who ever came back down. Somebody's been up here digging in it since the last time I was here. I found all this stuff over 50 years ago, and I didn't haul any of it out in 50 years, and it looks like whoever was up here rummaging around didn't haul it out either. The only thing we've hauled out is, what was it, 13 or 14 silver dollars? But they're easier to carry than these axles. I'm sure you can appreciate that. Yep, somebody's been digging around here, had a metal detector, I'm sure. I don't think it was worth their effort, but they found some stuff. Good for them. Let's go see if we can find a trout up that way. I'm sure the scroungers found stuff, but they were just digging in the wrong place. I could have told them that. Yep, still on the road. Somewhere. Not much left of the road here. It's kind of all washed off on one side or the other. We just got to get past those branches, and I think it'll open up a little bit if we don't fall down the side of the mountain. Piece of cake. No broken bones yet. Okay, we're getting closer to the fishing hole, and now again this is almost a recognizable road. See, you can see where the road went through there, and wagons traveled here 100 years ago. You can see the river's just right there, but I always got to start with my pet hole. Maybe nobody's been there yet, and maybe nobody's been digging up treasure. Who knows? I'll be there in 5 minutes. See you on up the trail. At this point, even though it certainly doesn't feel like it, I'm only a mile or so from where I left my truck, and a whole heck of a lot of uphill between us. Well, the road's deteriorated a little bit. Now we got a bit of tightrope walking to do. Slip and you get wet. And a bit banged up, I'm gonna suppose. Yes, sir. As they say, don't look down. Oops. Aha, piece of cake. No problem now, just a little stroll through the woods and we're there. And I tell you what, that's a lot of white water. Yes, sirree. A lot of white water. And I tell you what, that's a clue. Yes, sirree. Another 100 feet and we're there. I can see where it breaks down. There's the hole. Probably nobody's been there since I was over a year ago. Beautiful spot. I can head on out. Okay. This one's still untouched. And this shows we're close to the treasure. That's what we call it, the treasure. Found a few silver dollars.
Man.
Well, I didn't expect that. Jeez. That is neat. I'm sure this is a lot more than the digging boys downstream found. Like I said, they were just in the wrong spot. But I think it came from this wagon, and to my knowledge, nobody has ever found this wreck. Besides me, that is. There's a whole lot of stuff here that's still untouched. I don't know what that is. I can't look at all this old ironwork scattered around here without wondering what happened here 100 years ago. Somebody had a really bad day is all I can surmise. Probably a whole lot of cussing and no cell phone. If you look closely as I pan here, you can see wagon pieces scattered around. There's a bunch of stuff. This is the stuff that's around the wreck that I think left the coins that Darcy and I found. I mean, this is 20 or 30 feet away. Now, I don't have time to do any treasure hunting today, but shoot, I could make a cool $2 or $3 an hour rooting around in the dirt here if past experience tells me anything. But I didn't pack a shovel. Then I went another 100 yards or so and ran into this. Well, I found another wagon wreck. This is just past the valuable one. I don't know what there may be around this one. I'm sure there's a lot of stuff here. Waiting for somebody to dig in and explore it. Axle parts. That's the biggest wheel, steel rim that I've seen. Boy, that's a heavy duty one. This must have been a big freight wagon, and look how big around that one is. Yeah, there's more on this road than I thought. But I better get back to fishing. Looks kind of like a Russian tank in Ukraine. Not worth much now. Of course, neither are their tanks. There's a piece there that's small enough. I don't know what it is. Obviously, part of a wagon. Maybe it goes around where a hubcap would go on a car, around the end of the axle. Don't know. Interesting. I'll leave it here. Maybe I'll pick it up next time. Sure, sure, sure. Oh well, I don't have time to explore here today. Maybe there's a treasure here too. I'm too tired to look for that kind of stuff. It is interesting though. Let's go catch a fish. What else you might find here, but I'm not catching any fish. I've got to concentrate on that. I'll look at junk another day. Oh well. Just junk. Not worth packing out, but kind of makes you wonder if you looked real hard what else you might find here. For crying out loud, leave the crap alone and go find a fish. That's why we hiked down into this canyon in the first place. Get a line in the water. Come on, we're burning daylight. Finally, now just toss out a piece of night crawler and bingo. And it really doesn't matter what kind of bait or lure you toss out here. It's going to catch a fish, guaranteed. That's a native rainbow trout. And so it went. Well, you know the story. The fishing here isn't too hard. You just got to decide how many trout you want for supper and stop at that number. The fish are just pan size and a 1 pound fish is a big one, but it's a great way to pass the time and enjoy a bit of solitude. I really like it. I guess I got time for one more. Surely I can put off the climb out for a little bit longer. Finally, it was time to put the pack on and head out. And that meant mostly up. Time to pay for all the trout I caught. At last, the road. Phew, that was fun. Well, I guess that's my last trip down there. That one just about got me. Whew. Boy, climbing out of there, more than I want to do again. And it gets worse and worse, and it's not just the years on me. The fire has made it worse with a lot more slash. There's a lot more brush. There's less of the old road left down in the bottom. Everything about it is harder. So, I guess I got to realize that an end comes to everything. It's been good down there. And I did find more wagons today. Amazing. There's still a lot more to explore down there, but somebody else is going to have to do it. Good luck to whoever goes down there and continues the exploring, but it isn't going to be me. I'm going to find something a little easier in my senior years rather than trying to run myself to death down in the bottom of that canyon. Still good though. There's still good fish in there. Go get them. Take care.